All right, man. New Orleans Pelicans making it be known that Jrue Holiday is on the trading block and they're looking to move him. And guess whose salary matches up pretty much perfectly with Jrue Holiday on the Detroit Pistons? You guessed it, Andre Drummond. So let's talk a little bit about a potential Drummond for a Jrue Holiday swap, and probably a little bit extra in there for both teams to kind of accommodate the position swap because New Orleans might need a guard or not. I know the Pistons probably want to get like Jackson Hayes in return if they willing to trade him, or maybe a Jahlil Okafor, who ain't been looking too good though. But hey, let's talk a little bit about it now. Andre Drummond, I think the Pistons waited a little bit too late to trade him. I think this would be the best catch you can get for him, which is Jrue Holiday. Holiday do have 2 more years left on his contract after this, right around the same salary as Andre Drummond, around 27, 28 a year. Drummond has an option year where a player option we can opt out, which he has intended to opt out to hit the free agent market. So, Drummond, it's hard to see them getting a better deal than this for Drummond. You get a guard that you need, and obviously you could turn around and trade Reggie Jackson when he get healthy at the trade deadline. The reason his contract is attractive because it is an expiring contract, so maybe you could swing another piece. But hey, Jrue Holiday, he defend. I think he better with the ball in his hand. I think New Orleans is looking to move forward with Lonzo Ball as their point guard of the future, even though he ain't been so good this year. Heard he miserable being in New Orleans, but I think this is about the best deal they can get for Drummond. I think they traded him a year too late, but hey, he fit what New Orleans like to do. They got Jackson Hayes. He an athletic kid that get up and down the court. Drummond can do that now. He provides a veteran presence. He can rebound and he can do some putbacks. He play a little bit of defense. And I think you look at Zion and Brandon Ingram, and when Zion get healthy, and Lonzo Ball and them dudes running the floor, I mean, that's scary with Drummond there. And I don't know if Drummond will want to stay there. That's something that they had to negotiate with Andre Drummond. But I think if Drummond wants a max deal, I mean, they want to give Drummond max money, he can stay there. But I like that move for the Pistons. But will New Orleans be willing to do it? But hey, you really swapping an All-Star for a guy that ain't been an All-Star in a minute. But that's because he's been lost in New Orleans. So I think it's a good deal. They relying on Derek Favors and Jackson Hayes and guys of that nature. They lost AD. Why not bring back a formidable All-Star caliber guy like Andre Drummond in the middle of that team, man? Especially he fit the bill. He durable. He get up and down the floor. Lonzo, Ingram, Zion, they going to be a run and shoot team for a minute before they develop a little bit more of their games and how to run an offense. So, and for the Pistons, putting Jrue Holiday in the middle of that lineup, it'll work. Jrue and Derrick Rose can play together. I mean, if they choose to keep Reggie, they can play together. They got a ball handler, a guy that can defend, a guy that can shoot, a guy that can slash, a guy that can get to the rim, and a guy that done some things in this league, man. That'd be a really, really good pickup for them. But, if I'm the Pistons, I'm still moving to Blake Griffin. I think as soon as Blake Griffin show a little bit of a willingness, to show back his old self, I'm moving him too. I think they got to move on from Blake and Andre and kind of rebuild. You know what I'm saying? I still think that. But Holiday a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Him and Derrick Rose, they still want to go for it, and Blake Griffin can get the form. That's straight. But then again, you got to figure out who's going to be in the middle, and that's where it come in, where they probably want to get a Jackson Hayes in there, man, if they can get him. But if they swing at Jackson Hayes, they going to have to get something else back, possibly a pick or something back. But I think it's pretty much a good swap for the Pistons, man. I think that's a good deal. I don't think it get too much better than this. The only question is, are they truly not committed to Drummond? If they are committed to Drummond, then he not going nowhere. And would New Orleans do the deal? That's the question. They got a lot of guards from Lonzo to the other kid, Hart and JJ Redick and Nikhil Alexander and Gillisley Alexander, whatever his name is. They got a lot of guard play. They got a lot of young guards. So they wouldn't mind losing a guard. It's just the Pistons will have to refill the middle of the lineup. They would need are they willing to depend on Thon Maker, Christian Woods, or somebody like that? That's why you try to get a Jackson Hayes in return, a guy that can move up and down the floor, and that's gonna need to get a little bit more stronger and polish his game a little bit. But more than likely, the Pelicans gonna be willing to give up Jahlil Okafor, and Jahlil Okafor just don't have no mobility, no agility. He just can't move at all. Even for a throwback center that just worked the block, he's just not that good. So I don't think the Pistons will want him in return. It may end up having to be a 3-team deal, but if you're the Pistons, you really don't want to give away picks. But if they were to throw in a favors into the deal like that, and he got a larger contract, then Reggie will be involved in the deal. It'll be a Drummond, Reggie for Favors and Jrue Holiday type of deal, and maybe a few little smaller players in there to make the deal work, so that the Pistons would have a big guy to man in the middle, and the Sounders had to match up, so they would have to take a guard back and Reggie Jackson. But the thing for them, they possibly can get Reggie Jackson and Drummond contracts off the book next year. I think they would want to keep Drummond, and Reggie will go wherever. But that's Reggie Jackson's last big contract, unless he shows some life at some point this season. But he's been a disappointment, and I never liked him, even when he was at Oklahoma City or Boston College, and I was real angry when Stan Van Gundy got him. But it happened because they got Brandon Jennings ended up getting hurt and blowing his Achilles out, and he ain't really been back to himself since. And I don't even think he in the league no more. But hey, let me know what y'all guys think about a Holiday Drummond swap, and if they trying to get a big guy back. I doubt if New Orleans will want to throw in Jackson Hayes, University of Texas rookie center. But if they do, the Pistons have to give up something else off their bench. But if not, if they want to do an even swap, it'd probably be Reggie and Drummond for Favors and Jrue Holiday. But hey, let me know what you guys think about that, man. I know it's been a lot of videos today, but it's been a lot of Detroit sports news. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out to the email as well. All those links in the description. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, want to make a donation, best way to do that is share the video, but the links in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you guys think about the hypothetical. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. We gone.